Hello, sports fans. It is Monday, October the 21st, the year 2013, and as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you caught some of the games over the weekend. Let's recap what went on in the sports world the last few days. Let's start in the NFL. Let's go down to Atlanta, where the Atlanta Falcons beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-23. Falcons up to 2-4. Tampa Bay down to 0-6. Tampa Bay is one of the worst teams in football. Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, the Giants. I mean, those are the worst teams in football. Tampa Bay is a complete mess. Hard to imagine the coach lasting. I mean, Schiano, I don't know if he's going to last. I mean, who knows about Glennon at quarterback. Tampa Bay has problems all over the field. Atlanta came into the game all banged up. No Julio Jones, no Roddy White, no Steven Jackson. Banged up on defense, yet they still had enough to beat Tampa Bay. That's how bad the Buccaneers are. I don't think the Falcons are going anywhere this year. Too many injuries, decimated on defense. I mean, you lose Julio Jones now. You lose Roddy White. Who knows when he's going to be back? Steven Jackson, who knows about him? I think it's a lost year for the Falcons as well, but they do get the win here. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey, where the New York Jets in overtime beat the New England Patriots 30-27. Jets up to 4-3. Patriots down to 5-2. The Jets are really surprising this year, and I'll tell you what. This game changed on the Brady interception in the third quarter. New England is winning 21-10 in the third quarter. They have the ball, and Brady throws a terrible pass. Jets pick it off, run it back, and from there, the Jets go on to win in overtime. Of course, the controversial play in overtime where the Jets miss a field goal, but New England gets a penalty, the unsportsmanlike penalty call for one of the New England guys pushing his own player. I mean, to me, it's a rule. I mean, what can you do? I mean, to me, that's not the reason that New England lost. New England was in total control of this game, up 21-10, and then Brady threw a terrible interception. Brady did not have a good game at all. New England, by the way, banged up on defense now. They lose Mayo for the year. That's a huge loss. Have a lot of injuries on the defensive line. I mean, so New England banged up on defense, getting a little healthy on offense, but now their defense is all banged up. But give the Jets all kinds of credit. I mean, give the Jets credit. Did anyone think the Jets were going to be 4-3 at this stage of the game? They're a game out of first place. I mean, the Jets, we thought they would go 0-16. Without a doubt, you thought the Jets were going to be one of the worst teams with Jacksonville. Give Rex Ryan credit. He has this team playing hard every single week. And I am not the biggest Rex Ryan lover. I've been on him in the past. He can be a buffoon sometimes. He can be a clown sometimes. He has his team playing really hard, and Geno Smith has ability. I mean, yeah, he'll throw his interceptions, but all rookies do. So he has ability. Jets playing really hard, so a nice job by the New York Jets here. New England, like I said, bad loss for them. Bad game for Brady. Keep an eye on these injuries on defense in New England. They're starting to mount up, so the Jets get the win there in OT. Let's go to Detroit, where the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Detroit Lions 27-24. Bengals up to 5-2. Lions down to 4-3. Nugent a field goal, no time left. How many games has Cincinnati pulled out at the end? It seems like every time I watch a Bengal game, it comes down to the end and they pull it out. That's a sign of a good team. Very nice road win for Cincinnati. They look like the class of their division right now. Hey, Detroit, this is typical Detroit. They always find a way to lose these type of games. These are the type of games Detroit has to find a way to win if they expect to make the playoffs. This was a back-and-forth game, but in the end, the Bengals find a way to win. Detroit finds a way to lose, so nice win by the Bengals there. Let's go to Philadelphia, where the Dallas Cowboys beat the Philadelphia Eagles 17-3. Dallas up to 4-3. They're in first place. Philly down to 3-4. We know Vic was out. Foles was horrible in this game. I mean, he was absolutely horrible. I thought this game was going to be a shootout. I mean, Philadelphia can't stop anyone. And what about this great Philadelphia offense? Didn't you think this game was going to be a shootout? 17-3? I mean, now the Eagles are putting up 3 points a game. What happened to this great offense? What happened to, 40 points a game with Kelly? I mean, oh, what a terrible performance by Philadelphia. And Foles looked awful. Barkley actually came in the game at the end. Vic looks like he might play next week. I mean, Philadelphia, I told you, I don't love Philadelphia. I don't love this whole Chip Kelly offense. I hate their defense. I mean, I don't even know how long Chip Kelly's going to last in the NFL. I could see him running back to college in 2 years. But Philadelphia, terrible performance by them, and Foles was just awful. Nice win by Dallas, so they go into first place. Let's go down to Miami, where the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins 23-21. Bills up to 3-4. Dolphins down to 3-3. I'll tell you, the Bills are another team like the Jets. They play hard every week. You think the Bills can't win a game, and here they are 3-4. They're playing with a guy they took off the practice squad at quarterback, and they go into Miami and beat the Dolphins. And what's going on with Miami? They've all of a sudden lost 3 in a row. Hey, Miami, you got to pick it up. Miami, you want to be a playoff team? You want to be considered a good team? You can't lose in your own building to Buffalo with a guy off the practice squad playing at quarterback. What's going on with the Dolphins? And they did this last year, Miami. They got off to a great start and just stumbled at the end. So Miami, you got to get your act together. I think Miami's in New England next week. That won't be easy. Miami in a complete freefall. Give Buffalo all sorts of credit. 3-4, playing with a quarterback off the practice squad. Nice job by Buffalo, playing really, really hard. All right, let's go to Washington, where the Washington Redskins beat the Chicago Bears 45-41. Redskins up to 2-4. Bears drop to 4-3. Redskins get the very late touchdown to win this game. Cutler hurt again for the Bears. It seems every time you look up, Cutler's getting hurt. Danger time for Chicago. They're 4-3. They got off to a great start. They do not look like a good team recently. The Bears do not look like a good team. They don't look like a playoff team. Green Bay's already passed them in the division. The NFC is loaded. Danger time for Chicago. I do not like what I see from all. They're going the other way quickly. Nice win by the Redskins. Listen, the Redskins got all kinds of problems on defense too. Even though they won this game, they give up way too many points. I can't consider the Redskins a threat to make the playoffs. I mean, the division is not great. Dallas leads it at 4-3, but I don't think the Redskins have enough to make the playoffs. They do get the win here. Let's go down to Carolina, where the Carolina Panthers beat the St. Louis Rams 30-15. Carolina up to 3-3. Rams down to 3-4. You knew it was going to be a long day for the Rams when the first play of the game, Bradford throws an interception and Carolina runs it back. Then the Rams get stopped at the goal line. It seemed like the beginning of the game, the Rams did 400 things wrong in this game. Then Bradford hurts his knee. Looks like it could be serious. Looks like he could be lost for the year. So this was a total disaster for St. Louis. Nice job by Carolina. They're starting to put some things together. You like to see Carolina get consistent. They do have talent. They're so inconsistent, though. Like to see them put back-to-back wins together here. Nice job overall by Carolina. We'll keep an eye on them. They are 3-3. Let's go over to Green Bay, where the Green Bay Packers beat the Cleveland Browns 31-13. Green Bay up to 4-2. They go into first place. Browns down to 3-4. Whedon was not good at all for Cleveland. He was awful. I don't know about him as a quarterback. I'm not sold on him at all. Green Bay gets the job done here. It was kind of a ho-hum performance. Green Bay's mounting up the injuries too. Finley gets hurt. We wish him all the best. We hope he's back really, really soon. Green Bay, a lot of injuries on offense. We know they have a couple guys out on defense as well. So Green Bay's mounting up the injuries. But still, when you have Rodgers, you always have a chance to do some things. Green Bay gets the win here. Let's go down to Jacksonville, where the San Diego Chargers beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-6. The Jaguars are 0-7. They're becoming one of the worst teams in NFL history. I mean, the Jaguars can't even score. I mean, 6 points at home, so the Jaguars are 0-7, worst team in football. San Diego up to 4-3. San Diego is in the playoff conversation, and they wish they could take that Oakland game back because they laid a complete egg against Oakland. They wish they could have that game back, but still, overall, 4-3. They have talent, San Diego. Rivers is playing out of his mind. I like overall what San Diego's doing. They have to be consistent, though. Can't lose those games to Oakland if they expect to make the playoffs. But I do like what I see from San Diego. They are 4-3. Let's go to Kansas City, where the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Houston Texans 17-16. Chiefs up to 7-0. They stay perfect. Houston down to 2-5. We know their season is over. This was a hard-fought game. I mean, both teams played really, really hard. Cushing looks like he's out for the year for Houston. That's the second straight year he's been out for the year. Foster gets hurt. We know Schaub is already hurt. The best news for Houston, Keenum, who played at quarterback yesterday, looked pretty good. Keep him in there. Forget Schaub. Put him on the bench. The season's lost already. Let's see what Keenum can do. Maybe you have your quarterback of the future. You can start rebuilding around him. Kansas City can do no wrong. I mean, they are pulling out games left and right. Was this the second game they've won this year, 17-16? Didn't they beat Dallas 17-16? Finding new and creative ways to win each and every week. I love what I see from Kansas City. I love the defense. I love the crowd there in Kansas City. Andy Reid doing a great job. So the Chiefs win. They stay 7-0. Let's go down to Tennessee, where the San Francisco 49ers beat the Tennessee Titans 31-17. Niners up to 5-2. Titans down to 3-4. Locke did play for Tennessee, but the Niners are just too strong for Tennessee. The Niners are starting to find their mojo. They're starting to click on all cylinders. Watch out. They are one of the best teams in the NFL. You got Seattle and San Francisco in that division. That's going to be a great race to see who gets home field. That could decide who goes to the Super Bowl, along with the Saints, of course, and a couple other teams. But keep an eye on San Francisco. They're really starting to play well. They're going to get Crabtree back soon. San Francisco, keep an eye on them. They manhandled Tennessee yesterday. Let's go to Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens 19-16. Steelers have actually won 2 in a row. They are 2-4. Ravens down to 3-4. Steelers kick a last-second field goal to win this game. Ravens are inconsistent this year. They look like they got the Super Bowl hangover. A lot of new faces. I mean, it's totally understandable. I mean, they had such a great run last year. A lot of new faces. Ray Lewis retires. You kind of had a feeling you might get a year like this for Baltimore. They've been totally up and down, totally inconsistent. Nice win for the Steelers. I think they dug themselves too big of a hole. I don't think they're going to get out of it, but they have won 2 in a row there in Oakland next week. We'll see if they can get to 3-4. Let's go to the Sunday night game, where the Indianapolis Colts beat the Denver Broncos 39-33. Colts up to 5-2. Broncos down to 6-1. Broncos take their first loss. How about Indianapolis on Peyton Manning night? So they honor Peyton Manning before the game. Crowd gives him a great ovation. He acknowledges the crowd. That was a great scene there. But how about Indianapolis? I mean, what a tremendous job by them. They carried most of this play, got a little sloppy at the end, let Denver back in the game. But Indianapolis, really, really good team. How about this stat? Indianapolis has beaten Seattle, San Francisco, and Denver this year. I mean, what a collection of wins. I mean, tremendous job. I mean, Seattle, San Francisco, and Denver, and the Colts have beat them all. Colts look really, really good. They look better than last year. Keep an eye on Wayne, though. Wayne might be out for the year. That could be a big loss for Indianapolis. You know, he's played in so many games. This consecutive streak he's got going on could be stopped. He could miss the rest of the year. We'd hate to see that. We'll keep an eye on that injury. Colts get the win. Denver loses. Believe it or not, Denver's in second place with this loss now. The Chiefs are 7-0, so Denver's 6-1. They're in second place. Unbelievable. And, of course, on Thursday night, the Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals 34-22 in Arizona. Cardinals dropped to 3-4. Seattle up to 6-1. Hey, we know Seattle's better than Arizona. There was a stat in this game that I couldn't believe. I think it was 27 straight games they said Arizona had a turnover. I mean, that's almost 2 full seasons that Arizona has had a turnover in every game. That's hard to believe. So Seattle got the win there. Of course, the Monday night game tonight is awful. Minnesota at the Giants. I mean, that is just one of the worst Monday night football games ever. We'll see about Freeman at quarterback of Minnesota. We'll see if the Giants can actually get a win. I mean, what's the crowd going to be in New York tonight? I mean, the Giant fans are very loyal. Are they going to show up to this game? I guess they will. They're very loyal fans, but what an awful game this is. And, of course, Oakland and New Orleans had the week off. So that's where you were in your NFL. As far as your college football, how about Florida State? How about Florida State over the weekend just demolishing Clemson at Death Valley? 51-14. That's the most points Clemson has allowed at home in their history. And they have a long, proud history. That's how impressive Florida State was. They just manhandled Clemson, pushed them all over the field. At the end of this game, there was no one in the stands in Clemson. I mean, they all filed out. The fans left. I've never seen that many empty seats at Clemson while the game was still going on. I mean, what a performance by Florida State. They look absolutely awesome in that game. And Clemson got pushed around in their own building. Don't like to see that. What a win by Florida State. Central Florida upset Louisville. I told you guys last week to keep an eye on this game. We know Louisville had an easy schedule. If they were going to get picked off, this was one of the games. I said keep an eye on Central Florida. They already beat Penn State. They played South Carolina tough, and sure enough, Central Florida beat Louisville. So that ends Louisville's perfect season. Also, Ole Miss had a nice win against LSU. Nice job by Ole Miss. Auburn beat Texas A&M in a wild game. Auburn is playing good football. What are they up to, like 11 in the rankings? They only have one loss, and that was at LSU. Nice win by Auburn there. Alabama, Ohio State, and Oregon all win. Ohio State did struggle for a while, but they pulled away at the end. Tennessee upset South Carolina. Terrible loss for South Carolina. Baylor just smashed Iowa State. Missouri beat Florida. How about Missouri? Got to start paying attention to Missouri. I mean, what are they ranked now? 5th in the rankings? Missouri's coming out of nowhere. They were unranked at the beginning of this year. Plus, they lost their quarterback. They're playing this freshman phenom now. Tremendous job by Missouri. Texas Tech beat West Virginia. Georgia lost again to Vanderbilt. Georgia's season falling apart. Fresno won again. They're up to, I think, number 15 in the polls. They're probably going to go undefeated, but they're not going to get into the national championship game. No way. Not with that schedule. Arizona State routed Washington. I was surprised about that. Notre Dame beat USC in their classic rivalry. That was kind of an ugly game, but Notre Dame did win. So that's kind of where you were in your college football. As far as the World Series, we are set. World Series starts in a couple days from Fenway Park. St. Louis Cardinals and the Boston Red Sox. I mean, we've seen these two teams in the World Series a lot now. This is what, the Red Sox 3rd trip in the last 10 years? I think it's St. Louis's 4th trip in the last 10 years. These are two really, really good franchises. This should be a very, very entertaining series. I lean towards Boston. They have home field. I like their pitching. Should be a very, very good series, though. I did catch some soccer over the weekend. The U.S. women's soccer team beat Australia in front of a nice crowd in San Antonio. I always like watching the USA women's soccer team because they are really good. I like the personalities on the team. They very rarely lose. So if you like soccer, check out the USA women's national team. They have a lot of good personalities on that team, and they play really, really well. So they handle Australia over the weekend. Okay, so there you go. You guys are all caught up. Tonight, it's a Monday Night Football night. It's week. Minnesota at the Giants. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you to watch unless you want to get into the NHL, and it's a little early for that. I mean, we got a couple days off till college football. No NFL till Thursday. World Series doesn't start for a couple days. So it's Monday Night Football. This is a bad one. Minnesota at the Giants. Just an awful, awful game. I mean, but what else are you going to watch tonight? Maybe you check out some NHL. I didn't look at the NHL schedule tonight, but I'm sure there's a few games on. But it's so early in the NHL season. How do you get into it? So it's a light sports night tonight, but you know it's going to pick up. We got World Series coming up. We got our Thursday night NFL. We got college football, NFL coming up. It'll be here before you know it. All right, the schedule for the week. I will be back with you guys Wednesday. We are going to do our college picks on Wednesday. I will have Joe Spano from Sirius Satellite Radio back with me. This Wednesday, we'll go through all the big games. We'll go through the top 10. We'll pick all the games. He will be definitely back with us on Wednesday. Then I think on Thursday, we will do our NFL picks. And then maybe Friday, we'll preview the weekend. You know the whole deal. All right, so you guys, I'll be back with you guys Wednesday with Joe Spano. We will do our college picks. We got a lot to cover here, a lot of topics to go over in college football, a lot of games to get to. All right, you guys, stay safe. Enjoy the games tonight if it's possible. Minnesota and the Giants. Maybe if you're an NHL fan, you can find an NHL game. Stay safe. Enjoy the games. Talk to you Wednesday with the college picks with Joe Spano from Sirius Satellite Radio. Talk to you then. Take care.